Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Pray 714. And many of us were praying at 7:14 in the morning, 7:14 at night, learning how to intercede for our world, to pray for our nation, to pray for our communities, to pray for our own very lives, and just want to be better Christ followers in this season where there's so much uncertainty. Now, a question that I'm getting asked quite a bit is, Pastor, is this virus, is it one of the signs that Jesus talked about regarding the end times, the last days? Is it a marker of the Great Tribulation and the rise of the Antichrist? And I just want to say it's a great question because none of us have ever lived in anything like this before. Our world has been turned upside down. You keep hearing people talk about this as unprecedented. Someone tweeted recently, I want to say, it was Jordan. I thought it was so good. He said, will unprecedented become precedented? I mean, we're in so much of unprecedentedness. So I get the question. I totally understand it. But I guess I would answer it with another question. If I were to say, yes, this is a sign that we're getting ready to go into the Great Tribulation, would that cause you to live your life any differently? If the answer is yes, then you need to make those changes now. If the answer is no, then the chances are you're already living with the urgency God wants his people to have. In fact, all of our time is finite. In fact, we're all going to have various trials and tribulations. Remember, Jesus spoke of his own life. He says, I must work while is yet day, for the night comes when no man can work. He's referring to the fact that his time on earth was limited and there was going to be a time when it was going to end. And my friend, that's true for all of us. So God wants there to be an urgency in us. On the other hand, God does not want you filled with worry and anxiety. He doesn't want an urgency that's being motivated out of fear. It's been said that people live their lives crucified between two thieves. One thief is the thief of regretting what happened yesterday. The other thief being the anxiety of tomorrow. That's not where God wants you. There's already been a crucifixion, and that took place with Christ, and he overcame death, hell, and the grave, so you wouldn't have to live in between those two thieves. That God wants to bring a calmness and yet an urgency to your life. When he was talking to the disciple about his own ending of his time on earth, and he was referring to his life, he was going to be arrested and he was going to be taken from them. That there would be someone who would betray him that was amongst them. That Peter, the Simon Peter, would actually deny him. This was like blowing the disciples' world, and they were filled with tons of uncertainty, tons of worry. And listen to what Jesus said to them in John chapter 14, prior to their whole world being turned upside down. He said, chapter 14, verse 1, do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God and trust in me. So listen to me, Christ follower. Lean in. Let your faith be tested, that God may grow your faith right now. Use those muscles of faith. Do not allow anxiety, worry, or regrets haunt you or drive you. But let there be an urgency to love God and to let his love be known to others. Hey, I'm praying for you. I believe in you. Know this, you are not alone.